Untitled Podcast, and I'm your host, Shawn Zanotti. I believe life is about the journey, not the destination. You find the journey in every step of the road, the highs and lows, the twists and turns, the ups and downs. It's in those moments that really makes life so beautiful. Our guest today has a journey of her own. Paola Diaz is the founder and owner of Aqua Intima. She's a fashion model, she's a designer, and a real estate advisor. Please help me welcome Paola to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so happy to be here, and it's so lovely to meat you as well.
It
So
is a
excited.
pleasure to meet you and to be in your presence. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, thank you.
I want to just kind of dive right in. I know you wear a multitude, multiple hats, as we just mentioned there. Two of those hats is model and designer. When did you know, okay, this is my jam? Fashion is it? Designing is it?
Yeah, definitely. So when I was little, I actually would draw out sketches of a store that I wanted to own as an adult. So I've always known that I wanted to have my own, fashion brand, clothing brand. I would always draw out like a layout of the store and everything ever since I was 8. And I did take a couple of design classes as well. The modeling did come later. So I started modeling around like 13 or 14. And yeah, I've been doing it ever since then. So it's just been a long ride.
Wow, what were some of your designs like as a young child?
So I would do a lot of dresses, just gowns. I really liked Disney, so I would do a lot of like princess dresses and all of that. Now I'm doing swimwear, which is just a lot different than what I thought I would be doing, but it's still pretty cool, so.
Let's talk about swimwear. I know you founded the company Aqua Intima, which has a purpose of reducing environmental impact by creating designs out of recycled plastics. Tell us about that.
Yeah, definitely. So actually, a few years ago, I was actually one of those people that would shop on Shein. And I just noticed the quality. It was like hit or miss. So you could order a lot of bathing suits and then some of them just wouldn't fit right, or just the quality would be really bad. Some of the color would come off when you went in the water. So I just wanted to just create higher quality bathing suits, but also, reduce environmental impact because, fast fashion and all that uses 10% of the world's water supply. So it's really important to just stop that impact, especially with everything going on with global warming and all of that. It's really important.
Now, because you're doing something unique like this, is it more expensive for you to actually get this line going and functioning as well as you have? Or kind of take us into the background of getting to this point?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's more expensive just because the fabric is more high quality. It's basically recycled plastic water bottles. So since the fabric is a little bit more high quality, the suits are more expensive to make. So therefore they're going to be, more expensive. But since the quality is so good and durable, you could just buy one suit and it will last you longer than if you were to buy something, at a fast fashion store.
What's new? What do you have coming out new with the line?
Yeah, so I launched with 5 designs, but I have a new fall collection coming up. It's going to be more so based on neutrals. So those are going to be the colors for the fall. And then I have another collection in the spring that's going to be more prints. So I'm really, really excited about that.
Wow. So I know, okay, along with you, the fashion world, switching gears a little bit, you have another hat, and that hat is you're a real estate guru. Tell us about what your predictions are right now. I know some people are saying it's a great time to buy. Others are saying this is the worst time to buy. So what does it look like in regards to the economy? What would you advise someone out there in regards to purchasing a home, or is it time to wait for a moment?
So basically right now, since the interest rates are so high, not a lot of people are looking right now, but the market is still extremely hot just because construction slowed down during the pandemic, and there's a high price for construction supplies right now because there's issues with the supply chain. So right now, property values are still going to go up despite the interest rates, going up, just because there's just no supply. And then you have the issue of just investors buying up, all the available inventory, which leaves less room for families and real people to be able to achieve home ownership. So that's also something that's really serious that's going on right now too.
So you're saying right now is not the time to be buying a home?
Yeah, right now, since the interest rates are so high, personally, I'm not looking right now either. So, yeah.
And when do you think things will get better?
I think things should get better by next year. Not next, like not in the winter of 2023, more so in the summer and fall of 2023. I think a lot of things should hopefully go back to normal, but you never know. The market is just so volatile right now. So I'm just hoping that, by next year sometime it will go back.
What are three tips that you could provide someone that is watching or listening, that's an entrepreneur to kind of stay focused and get going if they're in a rut at the moment?
So, the first and foremost thing is just to stay focused on that goal. You can't really achieve something, overnight, but it's the little steps you take every day that will get you toward that goal. So just follow the small steps that will lead you to accomplish, what your end goal would be. The second tip would be, I'm thinking here because we are in different times right now, and
Yeah.
things are very very slow. Just to stay strong right now at this time. I know things are a little bit slow. Maybe they're not achieving as many sales, but just every entrepreneur has to weather the storm, just to basically stay strong, and then keep putting out their content, keep marketing their products, just make sure that they're still putting themselves out there and to not get discouraged.
What would you say has been the most challenging part for you? The most challenging part of your journey thus far?
I think the most challenging part is just getting started because you could have an idea, but in order to execute it, there's just so many things you have to do to get to that point. For example, if you want to start a clothing line, I feel like not a lot of people know that you have to file all this paperwork with the state. You got to file for your trademark, open your LLC, all this paperwork. Even, if you're going to charge taxes, you have to pay the state the taxes as well. So it's just a lot of paperwork. And then, just getting your product going. Marketing is very, very important too. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize the cost of marketing. Like once you have your product, that's great and all, but you also have to make sure you have a budget for marketing as well. So
It's so true. Again, my other hat is I'm a publicist and also do marketing, but I often tell people in that role, you can have the best idea, the best concept, the best everything in the world, but if no one knows about it, how can you really succeed, or how do you succeed? And so I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, or even, yeah, when you're going and you don't realize the importance of that marketing piece, but it's essential. It's equivalent to your mortgage or your rent or having water for the body. I mean, it's crucial.
yeah, definitely.
What do you do when you aren't feeling your best, when you have to put on a good face for the world? How do you give yourself self-love?
So for me, I work out almost every day. My dad is a very big gym guy, so I would go train with him ever since I was in like middle school. So I just made that part of my routine. And if I don't work out, I definitely feel like my day's gonna be off because working out really makes you feel more energized and just makes you feel ready for the day. It's always good to work out in the morning too, just to like get a great start, and feel super energized.
Take us through your day to day. What is your day to day like as a model? Like, what is your mindset like? How do you kind of start the day and go through the evening? What does it look like for you?
Yeah, so I work out in the morning. Usually, I also work in real estate, so I'm doing that during the day as well. So I basically, I create content during the weekends and all of that, but during the week, I mostly do real estate. So I work out in the mornings, I work in real estate, and then I also work in my brand when I'm done with, what I have to do for my real estate business. Then I work on my brand. I usually do my shipments for my swimsuits in the morning too, before I start my real estate job. So it's just a super busy day in general, and yeah.
What are your spiritual practices? Do you meditate, or do you vision board, or do you do something along those lines to keep you focused?
Yeah, so I like to listen to Tibetan singing bowls. There's actually some audios on YouTube, and I have some back home in Puerto Rico. I'm not sure if you've heard of those, but they're like singing bowls, and you like hit them, and then you move the stick around the bowl, and it makes this really soothing sound. So I really, really like listening to those, especially before bed too. It just really relaxes you.
Wow, no, I've never heard of that. I learn something new all the time. That's really cool. And do you do that every night? That's your routine every evening.
Yeah, I put on my headphones and I just like listen in, and it really just helps me fall asleep too. But there's something with the Tibetan bowls too, with the waves that they create, the sound waves. Apparently, they're synced with our brain waves, something with our brain waves. I forgot the name, but definitely search that up because it's very interesting.
I'm going to check it out. I'm so curious. Thanks for telling me about that. Can you finish this sentence? I am a,
I am a entrepreneur, hardworking, and empowered woman.
and a master of,
A master of my own fate.
who can
Destiny.
control my own destiny. I love that. All right, I would like to wrap up with a segment that I call Tell and Tell, which is a play on the word show and tell. What is something that you can tell the audience about yourself that's a secret, if you will, that no one knows about?
Oh, I guess a secret would be that I'm good at like doing different voices. So I can actually do, the helium voice that people do with the balloons. I can,
Yeah.
I can do that without helium.
Let me see. Can you do it now? Say, do the journey told. Can you say
The
that?
journey told.
Oh my gosh. Do it one more time.
The journey told.
Oh, that is so cool.
It's
Wow.
really weird. I feel like that's like a secret, embarrassing talent I have. I usually never do this, so.
That is so funny. That is so cool. That's so unique. If someone wants to follow you on your journey, whether it's you personally or also the swim brand, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, so they can follow my Instagram. It's Paola, Paola 1, and then Diaz, Diaz. And then my swim brand is Aqua Intima. It's just the handle Aquaintima. I also have a website for the brand as well. So I'm usually on Instagram a lot, so they can follow me there.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Oh, before you leave, is there any little leak you can give us that we can expect with the swim brand that you haven't shared? A certain color or something that's going to be your it color is coming up fall.
Ooh, that's a good question. So I'm not doing any prints for my next collection. As I said, it's going to be more neutrals. Very, very pretty neutrals. I'm super excited to share them. I'm actually getting the samples this week. So I should be posting a preview within the next few weeks. So you can stay tuned on the social media and I would be sharing it there.
Oh, wonderful. We will be watching to see what that looks like. I always love to see the fun styles, especially the hot colors. So thank you for keeping us in tune with that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for sharing your journey and letting us all just get a glimpse of what it's like in your hectic world. But you know what's beautiful? It's probably not as hectic for you because you're doing what you love.
Yeah, absolutely. I do what I love every day, so.
Well, that is it for this episode of the Journey Told Show. I'm going to leave you with words that my father would so often say to me, and that's to be the best version of you that you can be. Until next time, folks, let that sizzle in your spirit.